There's a little piece of my heart that will always be reserved for stuffed cabbage. It was the first traditional Middle Eastern meal I ever created. And when I made it for the first time, I didn't do it for myself. I actually prepared it for a family friend who passed away. And I'll never forget that. His wife didn't know how to prepare stuffed cabbage. And with his encouragement, I prepared it for his family with my mom on the phone telling me exactly what to do. And here's how I made it. Now, this may not be traditional to you, but it's the way that I have come to perfect the recipe. Of course, I boiled the cabbage. There is the freezer hack, which I've tried, but I'm not a big fan of, and I've shared it on my page. I soak my rice, and then I prepare everything in the pot. I like to use beefy lamb shanks or beef shanks at the bottom of the pan. If you have bones, please use them. That's what my dish was lacking this time, but I didn't have them. Lots of garlic, mint, and flavor. Seasoning salt, lemon pepper, regular salts. Keep in mind, what goes into the brothy boil is what's going to flavor your cabbage rolls. Wash your rice and let's prepare the stuffing. I'm using a coarse ground beef. Lots of flavor. Cabbage really likes flavor, so oversalt it. And don't forget to use your liquid gold. That's what I call my homemade ghee. If you need the recipe, it's on my YouTube. Otherwise, you can use butter, but it's not the same. It's time to roll our cabbage. And this is where most of you might lose your confidence. Don't be scared. I've got you covered. Now, there are multiple different sizes when it comes down to rolling your cabbage. You've got the bigger pieces on the outside and then the smaller pieces once you get to the center of the cabbage. So here's what I like to do. You can roll the bigger pieces big, but in my opinion, those are way too big. So what I like to do is I cut them. As for the smaller pieces, they're just like grape leaves. You cut them in their small form. The bigger ones, you can turn into 2 and even 4 pieces. Or you can roll them as one super large roll. It's all up to you. When stacking them into the pot, you want to rotate them. You don't want them all to be in the same direction. It's important to leave small gaps in between so that the water and steam will seep through and your cabbage rolls will cook completely. Add lots of garlic and mint and more flavor along with olive oil. And I use Rotel tomatoes to add a nice kick. Then I use my microwave plate to press down on my cabbage rolls. That gives you a stable platform for your big bowl filled with water to press down even more. Bring your cabbage rolls to a boil. Reduce the heat. Rotate the pot. And after about 1 hour of simmering, remove the extra weight from your cabbage rolls as they've taken their form. About a half hour later, remove the microwave plate. Now cover and simmer for an extra 30 minutes. Our cook time on the cabbage rolls is about 2 hours. Then let them sit for at least 30 minutes before you actually dig in. As for a side dish, we traditionally eat cabbage with cucumbers and yogurt or fattoush. And because you guys like the extreme videography, I did the flip. I dumped out all the liquid and I started to pour this out onto a plate. But in general, we eat it right out of the pot with the extra juices. Oh yalla tfaddalo. With a recipe like this, it's worth sharing. So take a screenshot and share this video with your friends.